Hi, my name is Lori Ann Yos, and I'm an educational interpreter at a high school. For this assignment, we were asked to speak about our position on an aspect of deaf education. Given a max of 5 minutes, that only gives me time to skim the surface of the issue, and the issue I would like to discuss is unqualified interpreters. We've all by now seen the videos of the interpreters interpreting speeches by the president at Mandela's funeral, or officials speaking about Hurricane Irma. We now know that these interpreters were signing gibberish, and nothing they signed was understood. Now, you may wonder, how did they get there? Who screened them? How did this happen? My belief is that as interpreters, we need to be screened better. We need higher standards on tests and a better understanding of our own skills because, unfortunately, this not only happens on TV, but it also happens in classrooms. To become an educational interpreter, you need specific requirements, qualifications, and certifications. According to ClassroomInterpreting.org, all educational interpreters should have training, certification, and basic qualifications as required by the regulations of the state and by the interpreting industry in general. A website that I found called ondeafness.com states that Florida is one of only 5 states that has no sign language interpreter qualifications in K-12 programs. To me, that is not ethical. In New Jersey specifically, we're a little bit better. To become an EI, you must pass your Educational Interpreter Performance Assessment, or EIPA, test with at least a 3.0. This is where I believe the problem begins. As an EI, you cannot only be giving the student 85% of the information. You need to give them 100%. As stated by ClassroomInterpreting.org, unqualified interpreters cannot provide access to free and appropriate public education. In my opinion, just because you pass the EIPA does not mean you're 100% ready, prepared, and fully qualified to be an EI. I think skills still need to be built before becoming an EI by going out to deaf events and involving yourself in the deaf community to build your skills that way. Granted, every EI has to start somewhere with work. It is critical, though, to make sure that you're really qualified and ready for that position. As the RID Code of Professional Conduct states in Tenet Number 2, interpreters possess the professional skills and knowledge required for the specific interpreting situation. If you do not feel qualified or know you're not qualified for that position, you don't take the position. Imagine being a deaf student with an unqualified interpreter. You're in a classroom of hearing students and you cannot understand your interpreter, or your interpreter cannot understand you. This will affect your education. As an EI, you work as part of the Individualized Education Program team, or the IEP team. On page 53 of the book, Best Practices in Educational Interpreting in Primary Grade Settings by Brenda Chafin-Seal, the interpreter may be invited to join the team at certain junctures of the school year, or the interpreter, by virtue of the position description, may be included in all activities of the team. This means that you will be providing them information, and very important information at that, about the student's learning that you see as well. And if you're the one who could possibly be hindering that, you will be of no help until you become more proficient. As I stated previously, I believe it's very important to not only have higher EIPA standards, but when the time comes for observations of those interpreters in those educational settings, I believe the observer should be one who knows ASL. Most of the time, the observer observing the interpreter is a non-speaker of ASL. As an unqualified interpreter, you are contributing to institutional oppression. Now I would like to step off my soapbox and thank you all for watching.